currently in the sky, what happened in April and May is stuff which last happened in 1941 when the World War started.
Mind is made up of food, prana is made up of water, and speech is made up of fire.
But these trine relationships are very, very strong simply because they also relate to one of the four ways of living. I would not be surprised even 1% if you ask what are the question for show me ancient knowledge and it shows you the skies. The map of the heavens is, first of all, you know about like even Nikola Tesla talking about 369, all right? And then in multiples of three, there's a lot of wonderful things happening in both here as well as there, everywhere. Like we say, mind, body, soul, all right? And then you have even in Hindu mythology, you have Brahma, Vishnu, Mahesh, all right? So this three number pattern is everywhere in so many different ways. And three, if you put it in a geometric shape, kind of gives us the shape of a triangle, which is the most stable shape overall. And what struck me when I saw that straight away is when you mentioned that you had asked the what are ancient knowledge. The thing was that ancient knowledge is something which all of us are waking up to right now in a lot of different ways. Like I wrote this a long time back on Telegram where I share my writings that scientists are spiritual, they just don't know it yet. They're actually discovering and coming there. And the good thing about this thing was that why this is happening is because all the current ways of the world and the ways in which we as individuals are also trying to operate and fit in, it's not working. It's crashing now. All right. And what are we looking to kind of stabilize ourselves is ancient knowledge. So we are, you can look at it as people now suddenly getting interested in alternative medicine compared to allopathy and stuff like that. If you want to observe the general public and, consumer behavior and the economics side of it. So all of this is happening because only an ancient knowledge which is strong and stable enough, if you imagine like, let's say a rectangle, would last through time, all right? If you take time as a linear journey, would last through time and not be destroyed by the forces of time and space again and again and again, to the point where it is the most valid thing today, and we are looking back to it to navigate forward. So we are looking back to navigate forward, and that ancient knowledge becomes the crux through which we are connecting humanity's past and future. Because the funny thing is, Pam has spoken about this, I believe, that currently in the sky, what happened in April and May is stuff which last happened in 1941 when the World War started.
Yeah.
All right. And the same thing is happening now. And what are we using to understand that? It's ancient technology, which is ultimately coming down to astrology. Because even in astrology, when you look at the map of the sky, whether you draw it in the Western method, whether you draw it in the Indian method, triangles are some of the most significant formed relationships, whether it's, let's say, a circle. So Pam, I believe, would be doing Western astrology. I'm sorry if I'm wrong, but that's what I've seen her use. And they call it, the trine, basically, where it's a trine relationship. And then in the Hindu Kundli system, which is that square within which those mini squares are placed, again, the relationship of the 12 different zodiacs, so 1, 5, and 9, is very, very strong. And I mean, it depends on which perspective you look at it, because it's not necessary to be 1, 5, 9. It can be 2, 6, 10. It can be 3, 7, 11. But these trine relationships are very, very strong simply because they also relate to one of the four ways of living. So in the Vedic system, the way we have astrology is that there are 12 signs. All those 12 signs are divided into 4 groups of 3, 3, 3, 3. And these 4 groups are marked by the different significations of those signs. The one being dharma, one being kama, which is desire, one being moksha, which is whatever you're doing to head towards liberation, and one being artha, which is materialism, material wealth, stuff like that. All this to put it very simply. So for me, like in a flash of an instant, all this stuff which I'm blabbering right now, when I saw that image, it just flashed as a replica, and I would not be surprised even 1% if you ask water the question for show me ancient knowledge, and it shows you the skies. Because everything that is happening here right now is coming down from the skies, including, whatever we are feeling, including whatever we are sensing, including whatever's going on with the earth right now.
So water, when drunk, becomes divided into three parts. What is its grossest ingredient? That becomes urine. What is its middling ingredient? That becomes blood. And what is its subtle ingredient? That becomes prana. Hence, dear boy, mind is made up of food, prana is made up of water, and speech is made up of fire. Explain it to me further, revered sir. And he says, be it so, dear boy, said the father. Dear boy, of the water that is drunk, that which is the subtlest part rises upwards, and that becomes prana. And I think there's a lot within that statement, which relates to this number 3 again. Which is this, like, when I see, look, the different freezing stages, I see as spirit, blood, and body. And that number 3 just keeps on coming up throughout this work, and it has to, because it's there's a sacredness in that.